Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Management 405 Organizational Behavior and to the inland version of Hurricane Irene. Not really too bad here in Bristol, Connecticut, where I'm talking to you right now, but I think you can see behind me we have a lot of wind and a lot of trees and a lot of things that could come falling down. So I'm trying to get my work in before that all happens, and maybe we'll get lucky, maybe not, but trust me, I'll understand if some of you wouldn't be able to get to your computers and your internet access for a couple days. But don't let that stop you. Get things done early. A couple things I wanted to talk about, just to let us all know what's going on with the class. This, I think, you're going to find is a very interesting class. And don't be overwhelmed by the amount of material you see right there in week one. There's an awful lot of stuff. And we're going to be going through it at really, in 8 weeks, we're going to be going through it at breakneck speed. And I'm going to try to emphasize to you not so much all the theory, but the theory is going to be contained in the course material, in the course itself, in Blackboard. But a lot of it is what we'll be talking about in discussion board is what works, what doesn't, what has worked, what have I seen work. My background is, before I became a professor at Post, it was over 30 years in the business world. And I have, I've seen what works in organizations, I've seen what doesn't, I've seen how people do things really well, I've seen how people do things really poorly. And I think I can bring to you some practical knowledge, and I'm sure all of you can too. Another point I wanted to make, this is just by way of a little bit of fair warning as we go forward. One thing I'm going to ask us all to do in this course is several pieces of writing, and also some really good writing right even in the discussion board. So I'm not going to be too much of a stickler for APA format, although if you do write something that's academic, that's the format we're going to use. But I do want people to be aware of the need to cite work that's there, not your own, to be realizing of the fact that that's actually for your protection. It actually helps you out. It means that other people support your view. Other people who are published support your view. So don't view it as a kind of a punitive make-work measure. That's the kind of thing we need to do. The other thing I want to do is I am going, though, to be a little bit critical, and I know the last time I taught this course it happened quite a bit, of people's writing styles. I had definitely found that not only in school but in business lately that writing's terrible. And what happens is if you don't write well, if you don't express yourself well, if you can't get your point across, suddenly your credibility drops. Okay, so what you're trying to say gets lost in the way you say it. And so many people have so many good ideas, it's not worth taking the risk of losing what's trying to be said. So if it seems like in the beginning I get a little critical and you start to lose a few points because I'm saying, hey, you got to work on your writing, it's with my best intention and it's for your long-term benefit in mind. So as you go into week 1 and 2, you'll notice there might be a video or two that could be a little leftover from the last time I taught this course, which was an interesting experience because I had to step in the second week because the professor that started it left the university, and that was a lesson in organizational behavior and reaction in itself. So I think we're going to try to do this in a very live way, hopefully in a very lively way, and really get a lot of benefit for you, okay? It's a 400 level course. Most of you guys have been through a lot of courses before. You know how it works. I place a really high value on the discussion board. You folks have the ideas. I just have some things that I've gone through, but you know what? Your experiences, your ideas, what you've experienced and what you think, that's where we're going to do most of the learning. So that's an experience I really, really value. And I think I would be less than fair if I didn't tell you that's what we need to do up front. So all that being said, I'm going to go back inside and let the winds, I'm told the winds are going to get a little bit worse over the next couple hours. As you can see, it's a little breezy out here behind me, but not altogether that bad. And we'll go from there. I look forward to working with you over the next 8 weeks, and good luck to all. Thanks very much.